Hello and welcome to this strong and dynamic 30-minute yoga flow for full body strength and flexibility. Let's begin this class in child's pose. Bring your big toes together to touch, separate your knees a little wider, and walk your hands forward on the mat to release your forehead down. Take a few breaths, preparing your body and mind for your practice. Set an intention to listen to your body, take breaks, or modify the poses when needed. But at the same time, don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Get out of your comfort zone, because that's how we grow. Take one more big breath in child's pose. Then walk your hands back towards the knees, coming into seated position. Bring your knees closer together. Extend your arms out in front of you, make fists with your hands and roll your wrists out. A few times in one direction and then another. Just warming up the wrists before we put the weight on them in planks, downward facing dog and other poses. Place your fingertips to your shoulders. With inhale, roll your elbows forward and up. Exhale, back and down, making a few shoulder circles. Move into opposite direction, a few more circles. Interlace fingers in front of you, palms facing away. Take an inhale, lift your arms up, press your palms up to the ceiling. And exhale, release your hands down on the mat in front of you in child's pose. Next we will do 5 mini chaturanga push-ups. As you inhale, come up to your hands and knees, shift your weight forward, bend the elbows back, lower halfway down. Exhale, press yourself up and sit back towards your heels. Inhale, roll forward, bend the elbows, keep them close to your ribs. Exhale, press up and sit back. 3 more like this, move with your breath. Keep your core engaged, try not to overarch the lower back as you lower down. And if this seems too hard, just do a mini bend at the elbows, not all the way down to 90-degree angle. One more time, roll forward and lower all the way down to your belly. Point your feet, keep your palms next to your ribs for 5 mini cobras. With inhale, lift your chest and head up, very little weight in the hands, mostly using the back muscles. Exhale, release forehead down. 4 more, keep going with your breath. On inhale, lifting your chest up, and with exhale, releasing everything down. It's not a big lift, but you should feel your back working here. After 5 rounds, tuck your toes underneath and press yourself up into high plank. Shoulders above the wrists. Make sure you are not overarching the lower back, slightly tuck your tailbone under. Keep pressing the floor away, gripping the mat with the fingertips. Inhale in plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Push your hips up and back and move here a little. Walk your feet, shake your head, Shift the hips side to side. Any movement that feels good in your first downward facing dog. Then come to stillness. Take inhale, lift your heels, bend the knees, and exhale, walk forward towards your hands. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine, hands to your shins. Exhale, forward bend. You can bend your knees. With inhale, raise up to standing, reach your arms up. Exhale, release arms down to the sides. Let's do 2 rounds of sun salutation A. With inhale, sweep your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back into plank. Shift your weight forward and lower down to the mat with control. Untuck your toes. Inhale, 1 cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay in here for just 1 breath. Press the floor away, lift your hips high. And with exhale, step or walk forward to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. Come up to standing, reach your arms up, inhale. Exhale, release arms to the sides. 1 more, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward bend, hinging from the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step back and lower down to the mat or halfway for chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Then make your way to the front of the mat, step, walk or jump. Come halfway up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, come up to standing, reach arms up. And exhale, release, mountain pose. Keep your feet together or hip distance for chair pose. Bend the knees, sit your hips low and reach your arms up alongside the ears. Try to shift more weight into your heels, sitting as low as you can. Don't forget to breathe, big breath in and slow breath out as much as you can in challenging poses. 1 more inhale in chair. Exhale, forward bend. From here, step your left foot back into low lunge. Keep your fingertips on the mat. Lower your hips down. Try to lift your chest up. If this is intense, you can always lower your back knee down. If your knee is lifted, keep pushing back with your left heel. Plant your left hand down on the mat and reach your right arm up for a twist. Take a big inhale, rotate your chest a bit more towards the ceiling. Exhale, release your right hand back to the mat and raise up into high lunge. Bring your palms together to your heart, and you can stay here or add a bit more intensity with knee taps. Lower your back knee down towards the mat and then lift it up. Going for 5 rounds here. Lower and lift again. After 5 times, straighten your back leg. With inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back and lower down to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale to prepare. And exhale, step or walk forward. Come halfway up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. With inhale, raise up to standing, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, release your arms down. Same sequence on the other side. Find your chair pose, sit as low as you can, reach your arms up. But make sure you're not overarching your lower back, trying to sit lower. Keep your belly slightly engaged. Take one more breath in. And breathe out, forward bend. Step your right foot back into lunge, and just like on the other side, you can keep your knee lifted or lower it down to the mat. Keep your right hand on the mat as you lift your left arm up into twist. Take a big inhale. And exhale, left hand down to the mat. Press through your feet, raise up into high lunge. If you did knee taps on the other side, make sure you repeat 5 times on this side. Otherwise, just stay in your high lunge. With inhale, raise your arms up, look up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale to the top of the mat. Step walk or jump. Half lift, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. Inhale, raise up, look up. Exhale, bring palms to your heart. For this variation of chair pose, it's easier to keep feet together. Bend the knees, sit back, and we will add a twist. Inhale in center. Exhale, twist to the right, hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Breathe here, try to rotate your chest toward the thumbs. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, twist to the other side. Come back to center, keep your knees bent. With inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Separate your feet around hip distance apart. Bend the knees to start, bring your belly towards the thighs. Hold your big toes with your fingers. Relax the crown of the head towards the ground. And slowly straighten your legs to the point where you feel a good stretch on the back of the body. If your legs are straight or almost straight, try to shift weight a bit more towards the front of the feet. Take one more full breath. And then release your big toes. With inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, make your way to downward facing dog through Vinyasa or directly stepping back into downward facing dog. Remember your intention to listen to your body and modify the practice according to your needs. Skipping or modifying these Vinyasa transitions is one of the easiest way to make the practice a bit less challenging. We will meet in downward facing dog, and then lift your left leg high for three-legged dog. Breathe here. One more inhale, try to lift the leg even higher. Exhale, shift forward into plank, draw your knee towards your chest and pause here. Keep pressing the floor away, pulling your knee towards the chest, really rounding in the back. Inhale back to three-legged dog, lift your left leg up. And exhale, step between your hands, bring your back heel down for warrior one. Bend the front knee above the ankle or slightly behind and reach your arms up to the sky. A few breaths in warrior one. Keep reaching up through your fingertips, lifting up the chest. One more big inhale. And exhale, plant your hands down, Vinyasa or downward facing dog directly. From downward facing dog, lift your right leg up, hold here, breathe. Take one more inhale. And exhale, shift forward, shoulders above the wrists, draw your knee towards the chest and keep pressing the floor away. If you feel like this pose is harder than it looks, then you're not alone. I also find it really challenging. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Exhale, step between your hands, lower your back foot down and raise up into warrior one. Take one more big inhale and exhale, Vinyasa. Find your way to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, bend the knee and open the hips towards the left. Really lifting up high through your left knee, stretching the hips. With inhale, straighten your left leg, square the hips. Exhale, shift forward into plank and keep your left leg lifted, three-legged plank. Bring your left foot down, lower down to the belly. Interlace fingers behind your back, point your feet, and with next inhale, lift everything you can from the mat. Variation of Locust pose. Keep breathing here, trying to lift up a little higher with each breath. Release your body down and press yourself into downward facing dog. Same on the other side. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee, open the hips. With inhale, straighten your leg. And exhale, shift forward into plank. Keep your right leg lifted. Still pressing the floor away, strong hands, wrists and shoulders. Bring your right foot down and lower down to the belly. Again, interlace your fingers behind the lower back, point your feet. And with your next breath, lift everything up. Keep pulling your hands back towards your feet, lifting the chest. Slowly release everything and come up into downward facing dog. Take a breath here, last downward facing dog for today. Then walk your feet forward, keep them together, bend the knees for chair. Reach your arms up, hold here for a few more breaths. And then, with as much control as you can, bend your knees a little more to sit your hips down to the mat and transition into boat pose. Lift your feet from the mat, shins parallel to the ground, arms extended forward. Or if you want more challenge, straighten your legs. Think of pulling your chest towards the knees pulling towards the chest, the front of the body really engaged. Release your feet down around hip distance apart and hands behind you around shoulder width apart. Press down through your hands and feet and lift your hips up. Take one more breath, try to lift your hips a little higher, squeeze your glutes. And release your hips down for another variation of boat pose. Lift your feet from the mat, legs can be bent or straight, extend your arms, and then twist to the left. Still pulling your chest towards the knees towards the chest, but a slightly different sensation now in the core. Come back to center and twist to the right. Keep pulling your hands forward, as if you're trying to lift your chest up. Come back to center, release your feet and hands down. One more time, lift your hips up. And you can keep your head lifted or slowly relax it back if it's okay on your neck. Slowly sit your hips down to the mat and then lay down on your back. We will start to cool down now. So bend your knees, extend your arms out in T shape, shift your hips slightly to the right and lower your knees to the left into twist. You can keep your arms extended on the mat or use your left hand on top of your right knee to keep your knees down. Look to the opposite direction towards your right hand or just close your eyes. Enjoy the twist. Slowly bring your knees back to center. Shift your hips slightly to the left and lower your knees to the right. Find a comfortable twist in your back. Slowly come back to center, keep your legs bent for bridge pose. Place your feet around hip distance apart, arms extended alongside the body. Then lift your hips up, scoop your shoulder blades closer together and interlace fingers behind the back on the mat. Keep pressing down through the feet, lifting the hips up. One more inhale And exhale, roll your spine down and find your final resting pose, Savasana. Extend your arms and legs out. Make any adjustments that you need to feel comfortable to stay still in this pose for another minute or two. Close your eyes and try to relax the whole body, starting with your face, shoulders, arms and hands. Relax your hips, legs, feet. Scan your body from head to toe, and if there is any tension left somewhere in the body, try to consciously relax with each breath. Slowly bring your awareness back to the room and start moving your fingers and toes, hands and feet, maybe head side to side. Bring your legs together, point your feet, reach your arms overhead for one more full body stretch. Then bend the knees, roll over to your favorite side and press through your hands to come up into seated position. Cross your legs. Keep your eyes closed for another moment. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart. And thank yourself for taking time to practice today, for putting effort into maintaining your mental and physical well-being. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you enjoyed this class and see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye!